Knowledge 2019 CIO is a broker demonstration. A lot of the CIOs that we speak with, they have a pretty strong conviction and a plan for digital transformation. Many of these CIOs believe that they're transforming their organization. Gartner has a metric that's on the screen here. It says 66% believe that they're transforming. But in reality, only about 11% are actually transforming the business. This is due in large part that organizations assume their people are working on the highest priority work, or the digital initiatives that we talked about. But in reality, a vast majority of their time and money is spent just running the business. So what we're illustrating is this gap between what is defined as the top-down strategy and what people are actually working on and delivering. This problem is often due to traditional, rigid, and complex planning and delivery processes. So we want to help you close that gap between the strategy and delivery. We want to help you with this journey you're on. On average, 73% of IT budget is spent on run the business. This leaves about a quarter of your resources to transform the business. And this is one of the biggest quantifiable metrics that will have a huge downhill impact on everything else going on in IT and in the rest of the organization. Let's take a look at what this process could look like on a single platform like ServiceNow. We start with the factors that are impacting your organization. You need to increase the services that you're brokering to the organization. Not only increasing the services, but also the channels that those services are being delivered on. There's pressure to improve the bottom line, almost all the time. And at the end of the day, what you really want to do as part of your digital transformation is make those end users of those services happy. We need to start by reducing overhead. In order to make informed decisions about where people can be freed up, your planners, service owners, and other teams need operational data that's accurate and in real time, which you already have because it lives in ServiceNow. So this creates operational demand that will decrease your run costs, so we can then start to shift more resources to transform initiatives. For increasing services, let's use a new business service idea that allows citizens to report illegal dumping, or maybe it's students to ask for a grade change. This is a demand for an entirely new service, which is helping you to transform the business. As you can see, we have now a full picture of both the operational and strategic demand, which are both tied back to your strategy. And because you have all this data in your platform, we can do this iteratively and as frequently as your business can manage change, monthly, quarterly, and so on. From there, we can get into executing on this work in traditional projects, agile development, or in the case of most of the customers that we work with, a hybrid model. Now this work is vetted, it's channeled down to your teams in a unified backlog of work, and more importantly, it's tied back to that strategic goal. You can see we've threaded the needle all the way from strategy to delivery. This enables us to tie outcomes and value delivered to the business. But it doesn't stop there. Any problems, changes, outages, or so on are continually collected and measured so we can learn and continuously plan and improve. Above and beyond adding more services and more channels and delivering delightful experiences to end users, the role of IT and the CIO is changing. In 2015, a public sector CIO survey found that CIOs see themselves evolving to be a broker of services. Some see this as an evolution of shared services. Being a broker of shared services includes delivering solutions that must integrate multiple offerings, platforms, suppliers, and the CIO's own internal organization. These shared service trends emanate from 6 major drivers. Number one is cost pressures. Number two is they need more flexibility. Number three is they want better quality services. Number four, they need access to expert service creators who can provide a modern experience. And even to expand on that, in number five, they have a demand for more modern capabilities and experiences like they would see in the outside world on mobile applications and things that they get from places like Amazon and Uber. And lastly, there's a need for an improved funding model that works for shared services. With these two things in mind, we're going to look at a couple of product features. We mentioned earlier that 73% of the IT resources are spent on running the business. And some, or most of the common initiatives we hear in this space are migrating apps to the cloud while rationalizing the application portfolio. Because we have the majority of your operational data already in the platform, we've automated the collection of that decision-making data so you're able to continuously plan and deliver on these initiatives. Your ServiceNow data helps to inform your decisions by providing insight into your operational, financial, and CMDB data. All this data is real-time from our platform, so there's no time spent collecting all of this information from the disparate systems you're used to or paying auditors to do that for you. And you can quickly align applications to specific platforms or cloud-first initiatives. And the decision doesn't get tossed over the fence to the PMO. You're able to create projects to retire, migrate, or consolidated apps and tie back to your goals. And Viola is a great example of using this process on their digital migration. We'll talk more in detail about that in a couple of slides. This is a dashboard concept that we're currently working on for CIO as a broker. It's one where the CIO can look across applications, projects, and service portfolios for all or one department, depending on what they need. This dashboard enables the CIO to have insightful conversations with department stakeholders about the services that are being delivered to them. Imagine a CIO having a conversation with a department leader and being able to show them all of the applications that they're using, along with the costs of those applications, the vendors supporting the applications, contracts, and even scores that are set out by scorecards. Imagine that same CIO changing context to talk about all the projects that are happening to deploy those applications or to enable new services from those applications. Imagine that same CIO now moving to show all of the value they are delivering in the form of digital services and how that value has grown over time. With the underlying models in ServiceNow, this is all possible today. And if you'd like, we can even show you a prototype of it. Viola is a waste management, water management, and energy management company. They're also a great example of one of our customers that's utilizing ServiceNow across their IT business management and IT service management in order to drive cost reduction. They have a cool initiative they refer to as fully digital by 2020. One part of that is migrating or consolidating 1,000 on-premise apps to the strategic cloud platforms they've selected by 2020. But the kicker is they have 45 CIOs spanning the globe, not unlike a lot of the municipalities and schools that we have where there's a lot of IT leaders and teams that need to be brought together. So with ServiceNow's IT business management, they can have that visibility into the applications that are used and paid for globally, as well as the value to each subsidiary these applications are delivering. This has enabled them to consolidate contracts for cost efficiency. It also provides for all of the application and service owners so that everyone is now aligned on a full 2-year roadmap for all applications. I want to leave you with this last slide, and hopefully you already feel like we're a trusted strategic partner. And we're excited to take this next step with you in the space we're really disrupting with our unique platform approach. To start, we're leaders in the Forrester's Wave on strategic portfolio management. We have about 1,400 customers that are using ServiceNow for IT business management, and 30 businesses switch to us every single month. One of the most compelling stats is that customers find value, stay with us, and expand their use in most cases. Would you like to see that demo now? Thank you.